VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner, Thursday, 7th of August. Morning, Paul.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
Right, here we go. Let's start with a FTSE 100 one. Late yesterday, actually, we had Q2 results from Glencore, a net
Yes,
loss. Talk us
yes,
through, Paul.
that's right. They did report a loss here, so it wasn't that may be part of the reason why it came out late yesterday. But their net funding increased, which was good news there, up to almost $40 billion, and they have liquidity of over $12.5 billion. So there's plenty of cash backing the company up here. But they did come up with a net loss attributable to holders of $700 million, and that's partly due to lower first half uh, EBITDA, along with interest payments becoming more weighted into the first half versus the second half. So we hope it's going to be just a temporary scenario, which gets otherwise improved and reversed in the second half. EBITDA came in at 5.4 billion, but that was still down 14%. And adjusted EBITDA was 3.8 billion, down 17%, and that due to weaker coal and lower copper volume.
Yeah, look, I mean, the stock's down a bit this morning, down a couple of percent. It's actually in the last fortnight, it's down about 12, 13%. It's come down from just over 320 to just below 280. It's still obviously a long, long way away from its IPO price of 500p. Tough one for them. Tough one.
Yep.
Anyway, there we go. Right, let's go and talk a couple of TSX ones. First of all, one that I think a lot of people know that we do some work for and like, which is Myriad Uranium. It's on the TSX. Actually, it's on the CSE, isn't it? Sorry.
Yes, it's on the CSE actually. Yep.
Yeah,
And
no, it's on the CSE, but we like it because it's uranium in the USA, in Wyoming, and so we think it's a pretty good position, and we like the management team. But Paul, they've had some news.
yes, and that's good news in this case. They are essentially buying out the joint venture partner there in the Copper Mountain uranium project in Wyoming. It had been a gradually increasing earn-in situation in joint venture, but in this case, it's announced it's going to be a full merger deal here. Shares only basis here for one Myriad share for every two remaining Rush shares issued and outstanding. So that consolidates the ownership and essentially sets up the project again. That as the advanced mineralization status of this project demonstrates its size, it'll be more likely to bring in a material joint venture property or partner who has significant money to push it forward.
Yeah, all good, sensible stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And another one, which we've talked a lot about in the past, but a Mexican silver company that we like, Guanajuato Silver, one of the four that I'm visiting in the last 2 weeks of August. But Paul, they've had a bit of news.
Yes, they did yesterday. Key point is they got their explosives permit for the Pinguico mine, which was, if you remember, the first property that they essentially came to the listing in Mexico presence as well. Pinguico had been mapped and sampled underground, so they knew there was mineralization there. It is in the same district, just around the other side of the ridge from the El Cubo mill, which they own and operate. But it had been held up for further development because they did need this blasting permit in order to do underground mine rehabilitation, which would include setting up new access points and widening openings and that sort of thing in order to set it up for, first of all, withdrawing some of the decent grade mine backfill from historic times. So getting this explosives permit some months earlier than they expected here is good news for Guanajuato because they can then push forward here with drifting toward the San Jose vein structure and gaining access, better access.
Let's hope they don't blow me up when I get out there, Paul. Anyway, a little bit of news out of Midnight Sun. Again, another TSX client of ours that we think is a really interesting copper play.
Yes, in this case, Midnight Sun had been waiting for some weeks here in order to finalize the details around the drilling locations, which included IP survey recently completed that we mentioned 2 weeks ago, and they are now have begun drilling on the Dumbwa target there on their Solwezi project in Zambia. That is their primary project, and with the IP data they have now, they feel fairly confident that these drill site points are optimized in order for the best opportunity to find out just how much bigger they can make this copper mineralization there.
All right. Any other final thing you want to talk about, or is that enough?
Oh, that's enough for today.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow, and it's Friday. Thanks, Paul.
Very good. See you then.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.